Are we on? Anyone can hear me? Looks a bit misty from here. I don't know why that is. Nice. I think it's the flare from the lighting. Right. Signal injection. No. Yes. No. Over this side. Up to there and then nothing. So we're back. At the bird's nest. Could do any crop clips. Hello, Lord Owl. So, not 101 first lesson of Morse code. So we're looking at track supply now with the spaghetti western inside here to try and get a circuit back on the track. Yeah, you should see some of them might. Some of them are not for a point motor and not a. No, the bloody camera doesn't want to stop where I want it to go. Bloody thing. Need a clamp for it. Hello, Dara. Paul, Mick. Yeah, I've had the parcels, Mick. Had a few today. You won't see them for about 4 months. With the video as they are. I've had a big one in the post this week, all the way from Chingalinga-Ding-Dong. Well, it came from their UK warehouse, I think, but right, get the point motor out of the way. We've got a feeder there. That one there. And so far I've got no re-established wiring back on here at all, but I'll have a quick go. I don't know where he's put them all, so I'm pulling them back as I do them and then just putting them on. You didn't like the. We've got another lot going off somewhere else now underneath here. Spaghetti junction. Right, So we'll take them two out. Little magic connectors. And these are all direct continuity, I think. All right. So the far end of the layout, I've put my signal tracer on it, and this sort of bit along here behind me, as you can see in the camera, is connected via a push pin connector on these type things. But it only goes as far as that bridging unit. Oh, these are bloody sprung loaded. And there's no provision for wiring it across to the other section. So it was solely reliant upon any current coming through. Well, this is just a connector here, so I don't know where his established point of power input was, but basically it ran around the old track on its TOD, got to the connector on his lift out section, but the other side of it has no continuity. There's no continuation of the track feeder, so it is basically fed from one, like a horseshoe, and the end bit wouldn't have had anything on it. So if there's a failure this end, the whole track section would have been dead. It doesn't continue the circuit round in a ring like you would normally do. Right, let's try now. Put the tone on. And follow it through. Go over to this track. What I'm doing is just, it did stop there. I'll just bridge the wire across. So as you can hear, I'm injecting the signal down this rail. You can hear, if I put it on any of the others, it's not as loud. So we're still getting the signal now on this section of track. So we can see, by the sounds of it, there's another break here somewhere, because we've got signal there. But not there. So somewhere along here. As the signal's dropping off a little bit. It should be, but let's have another go on this section. This track is so mucky, the continuity is terrible. No. Tone deaf. We come around here. Not getting there. So somewhere underneath here. Hello, Grandpa Rails. Man, child, anyone else has come in that I'm missing? Obviously, I'm not concentrating on chat. So, we've got some, oh, that's a point motor again, so let's just pull them ones out. And get those ones out of the way. Bluesy uses common, so that's a point motor. That's a continuing loop there. We've got another set of white and blacks times 2. Doesn't explain why we're losing power. There we are. Underneath here, I hope I'm in shot. you can see there's a dropper wire there, runs here back up to here. That's the one. We've got these little bloody things on the ends. Get rid of them. I presume that's for the other one, and they go up there. So, yeah. And another set over there. Because also I've got to join these up now because it's going to be a DCC pod. So we don't need to worry about having separate sections on the track. For them. So if we try this theory, where are we on? So if I splice this black, just get rid of the whiskers. Now let's noise. Still don't seem to be making the right noises. That's on the other loop. Here's my torch. It might be on the Flato Batero. Let's just power down. Yeah. So we've still not got a signal. Andy. Not great. I wonder if he's let's try this one. It's still not encouraging. As we've got a broken solder joint. Wire's picking up the signal. It's the only trouble with these bloody things. Where are we? Black wire. Put this on the other side. Oh. Still doesn't seem to want to comply. Oh well, let's I've got more here. Wires every bloody where. This is one of the ones where they snipped them off. Hi Tony. Hi Randall. All right, oh, hang on, what we got here? Don't need that one. And of course, we've got that loop, which may throw a spanner in the works at some stage. That's there, so I'll leave that one. That's the one there. I'll put a loop in that cable. That might need to go on a changeover switch. So, still no, turn that off, waste the battery. So, we're still trying to, first time I've been back out to have a go out here. Some of these used to have a little hole in them, which is too small for my test probe. So I can bang it in and no, not getting continuity. That's it. Track's that mucky, it's not helping matters. Try that. We've got a wire come out somewhere, I think. I found another pair. No, just the one. I've got 3 wires and 3. Let's have a little splicing action. You know what's going to happen? One of the bloody wires will break off just as you're trying to do something. Let's try again. No. That's better. We got a grip on the situation there. Let's try again. Probably me pushing the probe in. Come on. There we go. Tracks that bloody mucky. Put it on the top, I think. Right, so it's got some current. Yeah, we're dead over this side. Yeah, and dead that side. So it must be because only this section of board here, the big seed bit, is two parts. Now I've connected a set of feeders that go over there where that tree is. But I'm still not pulling through. Now there is another set here. Good old bit of Ethernet wire. One's doubled up for track feeder, and I think the other one is a point motor. You can see another bit of track damage there. I don't think that bit's going to live again. So somewhere over here we've got another loop, and we've got the boys come in. Oh. So under here I've got that one connected. But immediately after that is these two that come here. One goes off, I don't know where. It goes up there. So that's not actually, where is it? Yeah, connected into that abomination, which is them. So more test meter work. Oh, Jesus. So now we need, I should have brought some croc clips out with me. Just turn that off. So this is going to be a bit of a pain in the aspidistra, working my way around the old wiring. I can see me getting a reel of speaker cable and rebodging it. Let's try this on continuity. So we've got these 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 pairs twisted, which he normally does for his servo motors. Just to throw a spanner in the works. Oh, great, there's no tone on this, just a bulb. Nothing there. This is like Danger UXB, isn't it? Write everything down over the radio, and we know how far the last chap got. I presume those two live together. Who knows? They are going to now for the purposes of this test. No. Right, that's that. So where do we go from here? Not them ones. Oh. To that track. So if I see if can we reach? I still haven't bolted this bit of track up. So that one's not the black or white. It's not very engaging content for a while. This is when you check all the wires and you still don't get a light. Which is about what's about to happen, I think. It's the blue one you don't cut, because you get blue to bits. Evening, Anthony, or afternoon, where you are. You know, the dog's having fun. They're just having a little dispute over humping rights. So, as predicted, we're getting through all the wires to all of the connections, and we've still not got a light come on. A bit like your average politician. No lights, no beepers. Okay, well, I've run out of wires to try. Because it's not being helped by the fact that the track's that dirty, I'm not getting very good continuity. I'm going to pull these ones out of this bloody hole here, because they're barely long enough to get through. He's got two droppers on the same piece of track, 3 inches apart, which I think is where, yes, the board's originally joined. And we've got another one on this loop section. So this is where I'm going to have to be careful where this Y is, that I don't get a short. That one goes back there to there as expected. So if I take all those out, get rid of them. They can go all nestled together. Oh dear. Twist them ones up, get them out of the way. Deal with them when everything else is sorted out. As I can see, the Y connections are going to make a problem. And I don't have, whoops, ooh, a frog juicer or any of that fancy stuff. Sorry to disappoint you there, Paul. You won't have a bang, because nothing's hooked up. I have got a little green ammo box that can make things go bang, but we've passed that window of opportunity. So those ones there are for this Y section, which is also dead now. Or is it? Yeah. I'll twist them back there. This doesn't help you. I'm narrating it, what I'm doing, but it doesn't really help because you're not seeing it. Here's another section of wiring for the Y section. And this one goes off to the next track. So essentially we've got 3 tracks, but there's only actually 2 that do anything, or that will go in a loop. But once we get past this tunnel section, the feeders are dead. And I'm not even getting current back to. That's that section, so I won't worry about them. Less wires I've got to worry about, the better. I'll put a loop in them so I know steer clear of those. So we're back to the Ethernet mess of cabling, which might be easier for me to just hook in a new loop, which I can't do right now because I haven't got any cable handy. So have you seen my latest acquisition? Oh no, an FDM printer as well as a resin. You've got me resin printer. I've only used it once because the room I've got it in is full of boxes of railway stuff. So I haven't got a lot of room for the wash station and everything. But I have bought a Bamboo Labs A1 printer, which I had a play with last night and made the scraper tool handle. And then overnight I made a American center beam flat car wood load, which took I think it was 9 hours 40 on the chart, but I actually done it in 9 hours 12, which I said to Charlie on Instagram. It's a very nice finish. Quite impressed with the finish. There was no, cobwebs with it, virtually nothing. But the fact that it took 9 hours to make a plastic strip that I could have made out of wood in 20 minutes on a table saw, sanded it down and done the same thing. Because you wrap it in paper anyway to give it the effect of the factory wrappings when they leave the wood yard. So it's sort of a bit lost. But it was very nice, and it was an experiment. It was done overnight, so you're not doing anything. But a few bloody moving about in the back of the garage. So yeah, it was sort of 9 hours to make a strip of plastic that I could have cut with a piece of wood. I have bought some timber kits that I came across just to get a better idea, and they're individual. They're like little sweetie wrappers. You get a little square piece of paper to wrap around 2 pieces of wood to make it look like a lumber load, and then you're supposed to glue them all together and stick them on the freight car, which I will do. But I think I looked at them and I thought, well, I'll just wait. There's a little shop in our town that sort of sells all the odds and sods of timber stuff they throw out from the wood yard, or hardwood trim mouldings and all that sort of stuff. Cheers, Alan. See ya. Yeah, I shan't be too much longer because just after 5, I'm guessing, because it'll be bear o'clock by then anyway. But it'll also be dinner. But yeah, I thought it's just as easy to use a bit of batten and cut it down to size, because I've got about five to make a load for. But yeah, I mean, you can do it on the printer. It doesn't use a lot of material in the big picture of things, but a piece of wood will cost me 20 pence, and to print it, it'll cost me £2, you know. But it was something to do, to try it out, give it a rundown. So I shall have to look tonight, because I should probably make some 3D print some servo mounts. I have bought some ready, but there's a couple of STL files. They're like a little fan each side, so you can mount a micro switch on each end, so that when your servo motor swings from left to right, it'll also activate a little micro switch. So I'm going to 3D print a load of those. Well, I'll try one just to make sure all the dimensions are okay, and then fill the build plate full and run a load off for servos, because I'm going to use servos for my point switching. I've got a load of the traditional Pico point motors, but anything in addition to those on the main sort of scenic areas, I'm going to use servo motors, as long as I can fit them in, because obviously they take up a bit more room. Just downloading STLs at the minute, Tom. I've got a bunch of them I've sort of been downloading since I've got a resin printer. But I haven't even looked at any of the, what is it, Tinkercad or something like that to play around. Hell, I can't even get my head around track planning software yet, let alone drawing anything. That is all completely alien to me on the computer side of things at the minute. And I'm not really the mindset at the minute to try and sit down and learn any of it. I managed to master editing suites, but I still have to look up videos on some of the bits I want to do outside of my normal remit on the editing suite. But it does what I need it to do without me doing any fancy green screen stuff and special effects. But it's the same with the CAD software and drawing things and then pulling the shapes to make something else. I don't know none of that stuff. I make stuff with my hands or break it with my hands. Is that the card-on shafts for the Dapol loco, or is this something else, Andy? Is it the bubble car, the 121? Or... I know Andy at March West, he had problems with his ones, didn't he? And Dapol sent them. I've seen they have got them on as a spare part at the minute, because I saw it and I thought, oh, mine's been in the box since I test run it. Is mine going to be knackeroony? Because I've probably had it 2 years in the box. What are you doing? Oh God, here we come. Cuddle time. Oh, yeah, they can't see you. You're not on camera. Only your back. You don't. Go on that way. So I didn't know whether to dig it out and try it, just to make sure that they had one on mince slipping. And then there's a number of locos like that who I sort of had the same thoughts with the Akira scale with the motor problems I've had, but obviously they've got a lifetime guarantee now, but obviously initially they didn't. Although I think that's a generic motor and nose anyway that you can buy from China, because you can get the Bachmann ones as well, which they use in some of the English locos and the American Bachmanns. And they're about £6 from America, from China rather. Orange and black and white. I'm getting mobbed by the bloody dogs now under the table. Hello, yes. You stink. Orange and black. Something else. Oh, yeah. Whew. Right, start again. Where's me? Looks like we've got a short there. For some reason, the continuity light is coming on with the tone light. Could just be bleed from the LED lamp. Well, they all sound the same. That's that one. This doesn't really help me because those wires aren't long enough to reach the other ones without me chopping some other bits in. What's that? That's a point motor. No, that's a point motor. What the hell's this one? There's another one. That was the one I pulled back. No, that's redundant. That's just sitting on the board. Just to confuse me. It was. Thing is, it's connected to one of them wires, and it sounds like your Casio calculator when you used to put it near a transmitter. So let's just nick these. Might as well scavenge off the layout while we're doing it. I wonder if they'll fit inside my Rolling Road. Oops. There's an extra bit come off them that weren't supposed to be on them. Come on, do it. Let the bloody screw will fall on the floor and that'll be it. Bit of cable for the scrap man. Let's go back to, I really need one of my crop clips. I'm not even gripping the bloody track. It's not making a good tight connection. Oh, that looks hopeful. Except that's the wrong set of wires. Right, them two. So it's now 4 of 6. Let's do a visual. I say that one because that's the visual one. Black and yellow twisted together. Thing is, because it's twisted pairs, they're all picking up the same signal. Just double check with the old bleeperoonie. Let's see how far we get now. And that still hasn't leaked through. I reckon there's a break there somewhere. Or we've got a dirty rail joiner. I'm going to have to lift the tunnel off. All right. Right, let's try that. Nothing. Yeah, back wire. Right, that's promising to a degree that we know we've got some continuity there. But none this end. So there's definitely a break. Somewhere along the line there. Instead going on the tunnel. So more investigative work. Try the angle of the dangle again. Where are we? There. So it was the back cable. I think. Not a sausage. It's got continuity over the back, but somewhere along there to there, it gives up the ghost. And there's no drop water. There is a turnout, so maybe no, that's the other side. I'll get it to switch. It's not the right track anyway, but let me swing under and see if he's put a joiner somewhere. That's the inner track, not the outer one. Got a feeder loop on the outside track, 2 on the inside track, but not another one for the outside track. Sod's law. somewhere there's a bad connection. I think he'd had 1 or 2 whiskies when he lined these boards up. Yeah, so ouch. That hit a spot on my kneecap. Let's see if we've got, which is the other one. Let's try the other side of the rail. Get out of the way. Freaking dog. Brown and blue. Brown and blue. So let's get a couple of terminal clips on these, and we know we can at least kid ourselves we're getting somewhere. Brown and blue. Now, what if I use the right end of the connector? Is that one? Guess I've done that now, and I need to put the clip on there anyway. We'll make a splice up. There we are. This is now the official test lead splice. So that one. It's a bit better, still a bit loose. Right. Go back to continuity again. No, nothing on this side of the tracks. Let's give it a little scratch. Not a bloody thing. Right, so again we've got, ouch, we're picking up current on the inside rail over the far end. When it gets hit, it's a no. So it's dead on both sides. And I've got a black feeder going there. So if I take that one out, get that out and put the continuity tester, oops, on the floor. That's a ring and there's no light, which means it ain't got bloody connection all the way through. Now we've got a bloody whisker sticking out somewhere. That's why I like them little connectors here. Easy to bugger about with. Yeah, I think it is probably fish plate somewhere, although it's both sides of the track. You'd normally get one to work. because this section of board it is 2 parts, but it was always kept as one because he'd overlaid over the top. So we've got a couple of wires splicing the Y, but the other 2 actual loops that go round are losing continuity somewhere along the line. If I put power in both ends, it's not getting through. Some of this is going to need some bloody work on it. It's like the Norfolk Road. The amount of dips in it. Depends on the track. Right, so that's one bit. So I don't know, let's just have a see what he done with the grey wire as we try the other loop and see if we've got the same problem. Oh yeah. Right. Oh dear. I don't miss me days doing this for a living. Mind you, when I was doing it for a living, I could do it to a fashion. So that one, let's get the old Testaruni on here. Yeah. Alright, let's try that one. No, bloody things. I'll get these bottom tape just right. Well, they don't catch the lever on that. Gonna end up with a flat battery on that. Right, so we're going to try the second loop. So somewhere along there. Way around. Oh dear. Right. Right. That's the back rail. Yeah, same on that one. That's not going through either. Got electro frog or Insul frog. Insul frog. And the blade's in the middle, so it's probably not helping matters. Let's just try it before the switch. No, doesn't make any difference either. So before the turnout motor, we're still not getting a feed. I don't know why I didn't put feeders in front of that. But it's not going to the loop, it's not coming around, and it's not in front of the switch. So there's a dead track on both of them. Somewhere. Cheers, Anthony. Hi, Dave. So yeah, it looks like I'll go back back to my old adage where it's probably easier just to stick in. I can't remember what ones I want to do now. For the other side. That means I've got to go under again. Jesus. White and blue. Just that one. Right. Of course, I can't see a bloody thing now. Where is it? So that's the other side of the second loop, which is also dead. Now I will after dinner come out and just make sure it's not these terminals causing the issue. Although 4 failures on the row would be rather unfortunate. So now we're on the other side of that track and we've still got bugger all. We've got it over there. So what I'll have to do is clean the track, I think, and then just run this along till we find out where. Let's just get it over there. Let me just try something. Talk amongst yourselves, as you have been anyway. What I do end up and over. Oh, let's move the tunnel of low. Get it up in one piece. It is a bit of a lump of plaster. It might help me see the wood for the trees. Right, where was he? There's a nice load of cobwebs all over it. Right, we've got continuity there. And when we join the boards, there is no continuity. Yay, nay. So did he feed the other way from t'other end rather than join these over? We've got droppers here. I've only got droppers on one side of the 2 tracks, though. The other one he never bothered with. Which they go back to my other ones I've already connected up. So that's why we've not got anything coming through, which is what I suspected. It doesn't help with the other track because he's never put a pair of droppers in. He's just solely relied on what we're going to. Two sections of track over here, one each side. The wires go there, stop dead, and then the supply is reconnected back down here again. So I need to combine all of this wiring back into 1 or 2 loops. They can all become one because obviously it's DCC now, so I'm not going to set it up to switch it between DC and DCC. I will test on DC just to find out the problems with the track, because doubtless there's going to be a few. I can see a few even in this dingy light. One of them being the boards dropped there, but that section, well, that goes over the little bridge over the back there, which I quite like that bit, but unfortunately we've lost the bit that goes round, although I could replace it. But some of the track ends where the board finishes they're not soldered to brass screws like the old-fashioned method was that sort of holds them in place. They're floating freely, a little bit too freely. That one's took a hit. I don't know whether that's flexi track or whether that's a 605. He's pinned the other side of the board, but not the other one. And that's took the hit. I might be able to bodge it with a brass screw if I can find some brass screws and clean it up and solder it. Yeah, it's a good idea, Mick. Yeah, it's getting bare fridge o'clock. So I've been meaning, well, I was going to have been meaning for about 3 days to go down the other shed and do the loco testing. And sort that out. I've got Dino on Messenger and me son. Dino in the chat. Haven't seen him. Well, I did build a home bar, always in the process, and then I filled the room full of boxes of railway stuff. And the railway layout's in the brewery, so I can't store it, serve it, or make it at the minute. So, yeah. Bit of an uneventful event. Trying to sort this lot out, and this is only one section, and then got to do it all over again on this other side that you can't see now because I've got the camera over on place. So we've got the nest down here, and I think those bigger wires, I could be wrong, go to the point motors, or maybe not, I don't know. They disappear in the wood joints and they're feeders as well. Different size wire, so they must go and be bodged somewhere. And loop around again. That's the switch motor. That's the blues are commons for the switch. They're droppers. And they're black and white again, so we're back to track power. So I'm going to have to dig out some cable, I think, so I can join A, B and C together and see how far we get. This was 2 boards as well, so there's another joint along here. Then there was his splicing connector block, which I think is point motors. Bloody small wires for point motors. Yeah, that lot there is for point motors. They're track. They're point motors. Because this is where he had his main control panels originally. I don't know what to do about this. The point motors to control them. I don't want to put too much time and effort in. I might dig my old panel out and just use that. That's in a box somewhere in the garage or in the shed. Because that's obviously already got the momentary contact. That's not enough for all of the turnouts on this board, but I did have another one. I had an old jack plug and used a push pin method with the jack plug as the switching circuit. So that's some more created more work than issues I've solved. Never mind, that's part and parcel of the job, isn't it? So, box of connectors later and several meters of cable, and we might get somewhere where we can have a power in point. I've got a couple of Gauge Master units to try as well, which one I've sorted out, one I had to repair because the board was buggered. Not one they would have probably done a free repair on, but it cost me less than the postage to send it to Dapol to fix it. So. But someone had already butchered it. Right, well, I think we'll get through this box of connectors by the time we're done. Luckily, I've got 2 boxes. And I seem to be growing in Scenics as well, because it keeps shedding Scenics every time I do it. There's green flock on the floor, which I've hoovered up. There's bits of seafoam tree keep snapping off. This road one, I don't know what's happened to that. I think I'll take that off anyway because it don't do anything. It's just a bit of overrun space for if a train derails. We've got some speaker cable here. I might be able to rob that. Utilise that. Save me trying to find the other one. I'll put that there. Back to the scrap pile, which is like a bloody spaghetti as well. There's another one. Where's my screw? Well, we're doing well. I ain't smacked my head on the car ramp yet. That I am quite surprised at. I think because I'm conscious of it, because I'm talking. Knowing it's going to happen. I'll keep looking out for it. So, that's all that junk. Get rid of this little terminals. Well, we're going to end up with a few terminal connectors out of this. Whether I'll ever bloody use them, I don't know. Might be handy for some animation connections or something to go in the layout. Alright, so that's that one. Let's go and dig out my decorator's rubber, what I use for track cleaning as well, so I can go around. Go around it all, give me half a chance to actually get some continuity off the crop clip. Is it? Everything takes me a long while, Dave. It's my age. That's an excuse you use when you get older. Looks like I'll be doing a wiring job for me son because he don't want to pay an electrician 150 quid to do the job. Get a bit of paper to say the electrician done the job. Right, that one's clear a bit. So that gives me, got another one here. 4 bits of cable. Christ, that one's stiff. And the old bell wire, solid copper. No. So that's it, I think. I've got a little. I've got to go and try and find some brass screws. I won't do that now because it's pitch bloody dark. No. And some brass nails or some old tacks. Try and put a joint on this. Shan't be doing that yet though. I'm going to get the continuity first, because I might end up having to cut a section of track out anyway. Right. It's bare o'clock, 20 past. Must be getting their tea time now. Let's make sure everything's switched off. And where are we? Oh, that's another tree gone. Pull the cable sniffer out the way. And start again. Right. Okie dokie, that's it then. I'm going to pull the pin on the string. Obviously Mark's on later, so I won't come back on. I might watch him while I'm engaged in here if I don't get too cold. It is getting a bit nippy. No, there aren't any, not even in the Y mic, which seems a bit odd because he would have been on a DC layout. There's a Y here. He would have had to have had a changeover switch for the polarity. But at the minute, that's not going to be an issue because that track's not connected all the way through. So I'll have to sort that out if I relay it. I might have to put a frog juicer in there or something, but we'll worry about that when I get to it. Or I thought I'd just cut it out with an angle grinder or the Dremel. Right. Catch yous later on.